Okay, folks, today's plan is to mess around with this truck for a little bit. We're trying to get it prepped up because we are going to Viva this year. So our plan, like, we actually want to be in the show with it. So a few things I want to do before we jam down there is this carburetor sometimes loads up. The choke doesn't work. I guess I could put a manual choke on. I could clean the car, but I have this Eldebrock, or at least a knockoff, that I'm just going to throw on there. It's very simple. I really like these carburetors because they just work. They don't get any more simple than this. So I've got some fresh gaskets. The only thing I don't have is like the throttly bits. So I like them because I can just take them apart and there's almost no parts in it. So I'm on the side of the road. These are very easy to just have a look, clean, do whatever guys got to do. Smash it back together. I do have an adapter, so I have that. I just don't have the throttly bits. I might have to make that. And it has an electric choke, so that's a win. So I want to get that on. There was a front badge that sat on the hood, and I want to make that. Well, I have it. My friend, my Ray there, he actually tried casting them for me, and they didn't work. Like they were the mold was too thin, and it didn't work. So what it was is this was originally in front of the truck, and it's cool. I just thought I would do my own little rendering version of this, and had another friend draw these up for me. So then I 3D printed these, and I was going to try to cast it. So that was the idea. I was just going to do my, half-ass customs kind of thing. So Ray tried casting it, but it didn't work. So he just kind of just poured and just did his thing, which is cool, nice and thin. We got two different ones. I think the other one's a little nicer. But what I'm going to try to do, and it's going to be a very miserable process, is this top part's pretty flat probably. So I think what I'm going to do is clamp it down to the mill, and I'm just going to mill this thing down until I'm close to this. This thing's going to be pretty thin, which is kind of what I want, because I want to glue it to the front of the truck. That's my plan. So yeah, I'm going to clean this off. We're going to get this thing ready. I am just going to sit here all day and just try to mill and see if I can salvage this thing. That's kind of my plan, to do that, do a once over on the truck. We still got a few weeks, so I do want to just run around, put a bunch of miles on it yet. We drove it a bunch last year. We just haven't driven it a lot. So, and we're about to do a huge trip that's, man, I don't even know. We're probably going to put 4,000 or 5,000 miles on by the time we're done. So, yeah, hopefully we can get some bugs done, get some things all sorted out, bring some spare parts, anything. I'm hoping I don't need nothing. The only thing you have is air ride. You never know about that. All a guy can do is bring a spare bag. Usually I would just bring some Schrader valves and a small air compressor that if I ever had a problem, I could just like pump it up and just like block it off, just whatever. I've never had a problem, so hopefully that trend continues. But yeah, the other thing I want to do is try to do make cruise control, because we are going to be driving a lot. I don't need it, but I do want to try to get it going. I mentioned before, I got now I can't find it. I had a sensor, I guess like a speed sensor for electric speedometer or something. We got it from Painless. And I want to try to use that, but it has the wrong range. So like I have a mechanical speedometer. If I had an electric speedometer in there, it'd be so much easier, or electric transmission. But it's mechanical. It's only got a turbo 350 in it. So I was going to basically put this in, except the optic, whatever the sensor, whatever the cruise control unit. What I'm rambling and trying to say is I'm going to use a cruise control for about a 2099 Silverado, and I need it to see whatever it is, 2,000 pulses or something. So I hit up ChatGTP. It gave me some instructions and some things to do. So we're going to try to make something to, if this works, this is going to be pretty awesome for a lot of people, but I'm going to use a little Arduino thing, what it's called. And I don't know, this thing's going to do a way to take 12 volt, drop it down, use this and this stuff. I don't know. somehow I'm going to try to follow these directions and see if I can get this thing to bump up to something that the cruise control can read, and therefore I can just get it to work. I mentioned before the cruise control is, you can buy aftermarket. I thought of doing it. Rosella, I don't know. There's a company that makes just a generic cruise control. The units are like $500 or $600, but I was looking into it. Then I realized it doesn't have like the switch. So that was like another $150. And then because I have a mechanical transmission, then I need the optical sensor with the magnets. So that's another $170. So by the time I'm said and done, I'm going to be like, like almost like grand into this thing, like $800 or whatever it is. So I'm trying to find a cheaper alternative to not just stabbing a broom handle between my gas pedal and the seat. So the option here is if I can get this to work, the first version, because I have the bits, I'm hoping to be able to just use a junkyard cruise control electric module, and then this thing, there'll be, I don't know, like $25 worth of parts in it, and it should just work. But I have that optic sense, like whatever they call this thing. Ford, all the guys have these little sensors. So my next version of it, if this does work, is going to be like GPS. Then I don't need anything. Then I can keep it all pretty small and contained. Anyways, I've been rambling on, but those are the few plans to get forward. That's what I plan to all do on this truck. So throttle or carburetor, cruise control, and front badge. And then just go through the truck, make sure everything's good. But that's a later checklist. For now, I just want to do those few upgrades, and should be good to go. Anyways, first things first. I am going to figure out how to set this up, and I am going to plane the beans out of that thing, and hopefully I can salvage or make this work. I shouldn't say salvage. I plan to get this thing as close as I can to just the letters, and then I'm probably just going to face this down, and it's going to be what it is, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Let's see how well this glued together last night. That was actually, took a long time.
I'm very happy to see this back in the shop because it means it's almost spring.
You wouldn't know it from all the snow we got last night.
No, we just got a dump of snow last night again.
Crazy. Oh. So yeah, I glued this on. This thing's not, well, by far, there's nothing perfect about it, but it's kind of neat. Wow, it's the finished,
really like it.
it's the finished thing I was trying to do.
Yep.
It was just the casting was not great.
That
Like
did
it
not
just
turn out the way you
yeah,
expected.
it just didn't work out. I mean, Ray, we were gonna try to do it, and then Ray was like, he just went ahead and did it for me, but had problems. So, anyways, I had to machine the
Bejeepers.
yeah, and that took a long time. And I'm not a very good machinist, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Not that I don't know if it'd be any faster. So you can see there's a lot of imperfections, but there was problems with the casting. I didn't try to go for a complete mirror finish or nothing, but I basically just wanted to put my twist on the GMC. You can see some of the glue poking through.
Oh,
We bent it.
bit.
There's just whatever. It is what it is.
I love it. I
Should be.
really love it.
Should be fine. I don't know. The truck's not perfect, so that works fine.
It looks perfect. Stand back here and look at it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Is it actually square? I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
well, you will have to figure that out.
Well,
I'm not the best at that.
I can't change it now. It is what it is. So
Okay.
whatever. If I hoop that, I don't care. It's done.
Well, that'll give us something to talk about.
But man, like, if you wanted to do something like this, you'd have to prepare for an insane amount of time. I don't know how many hours I had in, but if you had to put a dollar value on that, my goodness, that would probably, I don't know. I think I have just machining and then doing all the little bits on it, 4 or 5 hours probably at it.
Yikes.
Then you go into the casting, the 3D printing. Like a machine, man. I guess even if you, that's what I figured out. I bought all the machining stuff because I was like, somebody has it. It should be pretty quick. It'll be fast. No big deal, right? You see people do it all the time. Well, no. Like, man, if you do a typical machine shop, I guess it's a good deal if it's $100 an hour now.
Oh.
So you do the math. Like,
Wow.
it's $400 or $500 in that, let alone the casting. And then, like just all the bits. It's like, man, that thing probably cost $600-700.
Wow.
Thank goodness my time's not worth anything. So, golly. So, yeah.
Just
whatever.
kind of gives the truck some personality now, though.
Yeah.
It was missing. There was definitely, that part was missing. You're still assessing.
I don't know that I can fix it. I think.
Do you not think it's centered?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of centered with the grill.
Yeah.
Like the hood's not closed, but it kind of messes me up with the.
Just feels like something's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, the grill part is good. Maybe because the hood's not shut. It just kind of, I go with the window post, but whatever. I won't see it when I'm driving, so it'll be fine.
Nope, you won't. I won't see it when I'm driving either.
All right. Well, next thing is I want to get this carburetor sorted out. This carburetor works, but there's a few other things too. My seal was not quite. I think this has to come down, or I got to bend this a little bit because I don't know if I'm going in the truck. I don't know what the deal is, but I noticed when we drive, there's a little bit of wind comes at me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever, but if it rains, that would really suck.
Well, you have a bit of time to sort these things out before we hit the road to
Yeah.
Viva.
I just can't really put a lot of miles on because it's like,
No. It's still winter.
yeah, kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I don't really want to drive it around.
Not right now, no.
Also, why I just don't like nice stuff. I just feel like I shouldn't drive it in this. Well, look outside.
I know.
Yeah, there's always weird stuff when you drive it, and you get a crack, and then wants to start to rust somewhere. And it's like a fresh build. It sucks. I don't know. I'll get over it. It is what.
Yeah.
This is why people, why do you make stuff nice? I just don't enjoy it. Now
No.
I'm nitpicking everything, and it's,
Yeah.
when you look at my international, it's like, I don't know, nothing bothers me about it. Anything can happen.
These two, they're very, very different from each other.
Yeah. Like this one, there's just so many things that went crappy and just sucks. You don't know till you drive it.
I know, but at the end of the day, it is a beautiful, beautiful custom truck. Like I just love it.
Yeah, I guess like people just don't drive their stuff, so it's like, I guess it's fine. I drive it, and then things go wrong or happen, and I don't know.
Well,
it just bums the guy out.
You don't have a modern like 90s or 2000s or anything vehicle that's your daily. These are your daily drivers. Like
Yeah, but you know what? I guess what it is, the amount of time, effort I put into it, and then I feel like it's going to garbage when things happen to it and whatnot. Which just, you know,
wear and
like, you know,
tear.
the top goes in and out, and I notice that it's rubbing somewhere, so the vinyl's getting rubbed, and weird things like that are happening, and it's just, I don't know, whatever. There's just always like some weird stress level with this junk,
Yep.
and it's not fun.
The stress is not fun. No.
No. Okay. So I got to go with a game plan. I'm going to do the carburetor. And this thing needs a good cleaning. Just sitting in that shed.
She was in the garage for the winter.
Yeah. Oh my God. Look at that. Boo earns. Like more.
What's going on?
Must have been a stone chip, so now it cracked it right up there.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay.
It's like it needs a new paint job, and I only have.
You've driven it for like a month.
It's like everything needs to be cut and whatever else. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not very enjoyable. I don't know. I'll start driving again and I'll just get over it, but
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, poo. Not fun. It'll be fun once we're road tripping it.
That's right.
Okay. Well, now, let's get going here.
What's the plan?
Well, like I say, this works, but this choke thing is kind of, and every now and then the carb loads up. I don't know that I really want to play with it, so I have that other carburetor. The only difference, I got to figure out the linkage stuff. I don't want to screw up this carb because it's actually a really good carb. Well, for the most part, it's good. Come on, you can stay in there. So, where do I put things? Basically just gonna unbolt this bad boy and then try to line up some link. Oh, sweet. Nope, doesn't unbolt. Okay. Let me pull this off really quick, and then we'll compare it with the other one.
You have another carb that you're thinking of?
Yeah, I bought a new one.
Okay.
I don't know what I bought it for, but I do have a new one.
No, so not specifically for this truck.
No, it's just kind of a universal one. And, well, whatever, it's got an electric choke. I guess I could put one on here. I just find if I have problems with the carburetor on the side of the road or something, I like that other carburetor, just so much easier to do stuff.
We hope we don't have any roadside repairs, but you never know.
Yeah. I gotta do that thing. That's always the fun one. I think that's a 1 inch and a 5/8. Oh, that looks wrong. Get my, is it 1 inch or bigger? Oh, look at that. Oh, I have a spot of antifreeze, so let's see what that's about. Oh. Geez, my knee.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just trying to hold two and bop one. Just doesn't always work. There we go.
Ultimate multitasking there.
I have the adapter. I just don't have the bits for the carburetor side. Or the throttle cables. Okay. Just trying not to lay anything on the side of this nice paint. All right. Well, I think I have everything off. Oh, other than that choky bit. Whoops.
Oh.
Right. I don't have any of the linkages for this. What is?
Anything in the way there?
I'm pretty sure it's that choke cable on your side. Yeah. Right here. This.
Again.
This silly. Oh, just got it.
There you go.
Okay.
She's free. Ew. Yeah.
Nice thing
Well
problems.
done.
Nice thing problems.
No drips.
Okay. This we're gonna put on. Some guys are like die-hard Holly people. I'm not a very good tuning, playing with any of that stuff, so I'm kind of more of an Edelbrock guy.
Edelbrock?
This is like a knockoff Edelbrock.
Okay.
But my problem, well, I got an adapter, so that's good. Because this carburetor, like the bits about it, hit the intake, so it doesn't fit. So you got to use it. It's mostly because if it was an aftermarket intake, it'd be fine, but because of the stock intake, this
Not
thing.
so much.
Yeah, this doesn't fit. I'll kind of show you what happens here.
Yeah.
Once I move some stuff out of the way.
Some stuff out of the way.
So that's the original gasket. You need an adapter like this, because if I don't have this adapter, gosh darn it.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. If I don't have this adapter,
Right.
it just doesn't. Oh, line. Will it fit?
It kind of looks like it fits actually. Careful.
I don't know if it's the plane. I'm pretty sure it won't fit, but let me see. I got one screw away. Oh, here we go.
Did it? Oh, didn't fall all the way down.
Put that over there. Okay. Let's just see.
Let's
I got to
just-
pull that choke off, but I'm sure something hit somewhere. There's a reason why I don't do this. There's a reason why I didn't put this on last year. So this goes there. That goes there. Is it just because the gasket doesn't fit? I think so, because those holes line up there. Yeah, those don't line up, but oh yeah, see how
Oh yeah.
when you run, it's because these don't line up with these.
Okay.
So you put that adapter on there, which raises the carb. So it's got two different bolt patterns.
Right.
But I'll show you on the adapter. So it just gives you that space that you need. Normally it'd be like that. I don't know. I had this on before. Just gotta put it the right way. So this will bolt to the intake. This bolts to the carb and gives us all the space. So right now when I'm trying to run this, it's actually hitting the other intake.
Right.
As you can see how much
That's what we
different the
heard.
bottoms are.
Oh yeah.
So my problem right now though is I should have a kit, but I don't have anything. So I'm gonna have to build. This is how my kickdown cable works, and this is how my throttle works. And none of the bits are on here. So I got to do that. So that's what I'm going to work on right now.
Sounds like fun.
It's all right. It's all right.
Pablo, you gonna supervise? Yeah. You mean in charge? Okay.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get a new gasket on here. We're going to put that on the truck.
Okay.
Bolt this all down.
Okie dokie.
And come up with a plan. See, it came with one universal. This one, not bad. I don't know where I got this. Maybe Amazon or something. So it actually came with some jets and stuff.
Okay.
Again, I'm not very good with any of that, but usually I just find I throw these on and they work. You open them up, there's like minimal to no parts in it. So it's just a It's just everything's a win-win in my eyes. But the only thing is it just came with the ball and socket, and I need the one that my cable slips over. And then I got to figure out, well, actually this unbolts, so maybe I can just blindly bolt that on there and my kickdown will work. I'll have to find out. Okay, anyways, let me work on that and we're going to see where we get here.
Okay.
right, well, let's see what happens here. Just rifle a bit of fuel in this bad boy. I think I don't need to do both sides, but whatever. A little bit of fuel. Okie doke. See what happens. I do not have choke, idle, nothing set. I should grab a screwdriver actually. Ookily dokily. All right. Okay, a little more fuel. I don't know why, it's not pulling any up here. Okie dokie. Survey says. Ah, boo. Okay, there we go. A little bit of choke. Very cool. All right, for the most part, that was pretty painless. I got to clean up some wiring here yet because we got the choke, which is nice. It works. So that part's good. I don't know. Seems right. Retimed it. Everything's kind of going okay. You seen me make, I had to make a throttle adapter doodad because, well, quite frankly, nothing's open and I don't feel like things coming or waiting. So what I did was I basically made this part to hold our throttle on. So for now, I just took my kickdown cable off because I got to figure out a way to do my return springs, but I'm not too concerned being that's a turbo 350. It doesn't really care, you know, if that's hooked up, it'll just be a bit of a dog on the highway. But then I thought about this because I made all this stuff, and then I'm thinking if I actually figure out this cruise control thing, I'm gonna have to revisit all of this, but not that big of a deal for right now. I should touch up some of this stuff under the hood, but you know what? I'm not a guy who cares about showing off my engine or anything like that. I think it really wrecks the opportunity to take a picture of something. Like I know when I go taking a picture, I hate when the hoods are up and stuff. I actually just like the overall car, the way it looks. So this to me is not a, you know, this could be hot garbage and it honestly doesn't bother me if the hood's closed. Anyways, I'm gonna go run to the shed. I got to see if I can do this experiment with my cruise and just see if I can at least get the module to work by itself. So my plan is to hook this up, hook some temporary wires up. I want to wire up the cruise control and see if I can program this little doodad and get all the junk working that I can try this experiment and see if this works. Be super cool. I would love to be inconvenienced and have to redo my throttle linkages and stuff like that because I have cruise control. Okay, well, I'm gonna go to the house, get all that stuff programmed, and go find a module in the shed. I'm pretty sure I have one, and then we'll be right back. Oh, folks, I've been digging around. I cannot find any of my cruise control modules. Well, I just don't have any more left, and we got no parts cars on the yard to do it, so I basically came up with this. Nothing that I came up with. I basically hit up Chat GTP, told him I had that thing from Painless that does whatever it does. I can't remember. But anyways, yeah, it's supposed to give me, I think it does 11,000 pulses or something, and I want 2,000 pulse per minute. So it gave me some code to put into an Arduino Uno, and then it told me like what parts I all needed to be able to import my 12 volt signal, drop it down to 5 volts that this thing can read. It converts it inside, and then we have a little setup and thingamabobber that this is going to go to my cruise control unit, and I got to add 12 volt power into that. So when that's all said and done, this should make that cruise control module, when I find one, work. But I have to play and test with that at the moment. So there's not too much I can do right now other than go through, clean up a few things I guess I'm going to do on here. I had an oil leak with the transmission, so I'm just working on that right now. I just got some loose lines. Those are good. Carburetor's good. Everything's good upstairs. So I think for the most part, I'm pretty happy with what I did. Doesn't seem like I did a lot, but it is what it is. I know it seems like I've been doing a lot of complaining that I got a shiny truck, but I think my problem with it, what it is the fact if I painted something and I put a week's worth of effort into it, it doesn't bother me so much. But it's the fact I have like probably months of work into that, and then it's like I go for a couple drives and things just don't, you get little boo-boos and mess ups in your paint and this and that, and it's a bit of a bummer. That's why I don't really like painting things. I don't mind painting things, but it's just I don't like to put that much effort into it, and I don't feel like I get as good of a return, if that makes sense. I could have just done it more loosely and, not this particular truck, but if I was to paint that International, I would do my best effort I can do in a week and just paint it, and it just is what it is. And I think I'd be much happier with that. So it's kind of something I might have to go forward. It's not the perfect project when it's said and done, but for me, it would make me happy. I guess some people wouldn't, but for me, it would give it a good base if I was ever to sell it. Most of the hard work would be done, and then they could finish it however they want and spend the next year or so doing all the body work and things. But anyways, that's enough rambling on. I'm going to go see if I can find a cruise control unit and see if I can get this to work. And I'll dump it onto another video at some point here when I'm trying to figure this out. We still got a few things left to do on the truck just to get ready for our road trip. So anyways, I think maybe we'll tag it on to the next video. If I can get this figured out, I will explain this much better. Right now, I don't know if this is going to work. This is just theory. And if this works, then I'm going to bump it up to trying to do it with a GPS unit, and then it'll become so much cheaper yet. But for now, I just have, like I say, the painless little speed sensor. So this would be like good for like a lot of electric speedometers. So I'm going to experiment, kind of basically dump this in here, hook up some temporary 12 volt, hook this thing up to my cigarette lighter. I just want to jack the back wheels up. I want to drive, see a speed, and I just want to see if that control box actually pulls the cable in. If it does, it's going to be awesome. But until I get the few missing bits, there's not much I can do. So anyways, as always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.